Welcome back, trainers. So we have yet to receive Glaceon and Leafeon in Pokemon Go, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be coming very soon. So in this video, we're going to be going over when we can see them arrive. So Equinox is going to be starting on the 20th of March. Nothing official has been announced yet for Pokemon Go, but there is some good findings on Trails' Twitter, which we're going to go take a look at, that may indicate we will be getting an Equinox event very soon in Pokemon Go, which will be tied into Leafeon and Glaceon. So if we go into the news, I like to just check these out to get a good idea on when we could possibly see events being announced or events starting. I think for an Equinox event in Pokemon Go, maybe on the 18th, lasting until April 1st or something like that. So we have Trico Community Day starting on March 23rd. So that's going to be 3 days past the actual Equinox that has begun on the 20th. And then we have Dialga leaving March 28th. So it sounds about right. You have events happening and ending within that period while you have another event going on at the same time. And that's what we've been seeing happening in Pokemon Go quite frequently. So with that said, let's go ahead and head over to Trails' Twitter to take a look at what he found. Alright, so we are over on his Twitter. I will be leaving a link in the description so you can go and check him out and follow him yourself. So we have here new, quote, Equinox 2019 quests. So there's nothing here that is going to be revolving around EVs, but we did just see the Flower Crown introduced for that short event. So that could be a possibility pointing towards that we may be getting Leafeon and Glaceon, trying to up people's EV stash and possibly candies as well here. So for the first quest, it's going to be catch Bulbasaur, certain amount, or Chikorita, and then catch grass type Pokemon, evolve grass type Pokemon, evolve grass type Pokemon, and then that's pretty much it there. So that's not the only thing that I have going on here. The Equinox does line up with, grass and ice, so hopefully they'll finally introduce it because it's been so long. And the fun part about this is that we have the Tempest Cup. If you're going to be participating in that, you already know that ice type Pokemon are going to be a part of that. So that's going to mean Glaceon is going to be eligible if we are able to get this and you hadn't already went to a tournament and completed it already, because the Equinox does start on the 20th, and if they did drop this event, it would probably be between the 17th and the 18th, maybe a little bit sooner, but that's just an estimated guess there. So hopefully we'll be able to get that in so we can test it out. Now with that said, let's go and take a look at Glaceon stats and compare it to other Pokemon to see how well it's going to be performing, because wow guys, it's actually pretty good. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alright, so we're over here on the Go Hub. Let's go ahead and take a look at the best ice attackers currently in Pokemon Go. We're going to go ahead and look at DPS, highest to lowest first, and then we're going to go to TDO. TDO is just how much damage they can do until they're actually knocked out. DPS is just how much damage they're simply doing with the given moveset that they have. So we have Mamoswine with Powdered Snow and Avalanche sitting at 16.44. That's pretty good. It's the best one on the list here for DPS currently. And then Glaceon, we have Frost Breath and Avalanche coming in at number 2 with 16.43, so literally 0.1 behind. That's fantastic, and it should be pretty nice when we get that in the game. Can't wait for that. And then we have Weavile with Ice Shards and Avalanche sitting at 15.97, so it's not too far behind the top two there. Then we have Jinx with Frost Breath and Avalanche at 14.95. Then Cloyster with Frost Breath and Avalanche sitting at 12.76. Piloswine, or should I say Piloswine, right? Powdered Snow and Avalanche sitting at 12.60. Walrein, Frost Breath and Blizzard, 12.29. Regice, Frost Breath and Blizzard, 12.21. Articuno, Frost Breath Ice Beam, 12.3. You would think the legendary would be at the top, but it's not. And then we have Glalie, Frost Breath and Avalanche, 10.99. Alolan Ninetales, Frost Breath and Ice Beam, 10.91. Dugong, Ice Shard, Blizzard, 9.71, not looking great. And then another Dugong with another moveset, Ice Shards and Ice Wind Double Legacy, 7.73. Now, this is not PvP here, okay? This is going up against gyms and raids, all right? All right, now let's go ahead and go TDO to see who can last the longest and outputting a good amount of damage. So, number 1 is going to be Regice with Frost Breath and Blizzard, and its TDO damage output there is going to be 804.54. So sitting at the top because it does have massive defense. Frost Breath is a fairly good, quick ice move. And then Blizzard, I mean, it's hitting hard, so it's simple as that. Then you have Mamoswine with Powdered Snow and Avalanche sitting at 673.38. Then Articuno, so there you go. It's coming up at the top there because it does have a bit of defense, and it does also have Icy Wind, which can be great for PvP if you so choose to use that, but I mean, that's up to you. We have Frost Breath and Ice Beam sitting at 664, so third place for enabling it to put off a good amount of damage and survive a long amount of time as well. And then Glaceon coming in fourth, not bad, with Frost Breath Avalanche, 636.88, okay. And then Welrin, Frost Breath and Blizzard, 597. Weavile, Ice Shards and Avalanche, 559. Cloyster, Frost Breath and Avalanche, 520. I don't think I need to say all the moves here. Piloswine, Piloswine, 457. Jinx, 436. Ninetales, Alolan, obviously, 431. And then it just teeters down here. Yeah, doesn't look too great for Dugong, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be good for PvP, because personally I've been using it and uploading the videos, and it performs just beautifully. All right, so there you have it. As far as Glaceon goes, it's looking fantastic. So if we go to DPS, highest tier, it's number 2. So that's looking great. That's a good sign for PvP. Glaceon can't wait to have that into the game. So let's go ahead and go over its stats to see how well it's going to be able to actually hold up in battle. And we will be going over Leafeon here in just a moment. I'm just going to cover Glaceon first. So this is going to be a pure ice type with a max CP of 3,126, attack 238, defense 205, and stamina 163. All right, so it is going to be a pure ice type, so it will be weak to fighting fire, rock, steel, and resisting ice. So not too much to worry about, I suppose, in the Tempest Cup. Possibly the rock and a little bit of steel because of the Steelix if the opponent is running that on there. So you have the Alolan Graveler maybe you have to look out for. But as far as the Tempest Cup goes in Glaceon, it's looking pretty good as a matter of fact. So Frost Breath, Avalanche is going to be its best moveset. Ice Shard, Avalanche next. Frost Breath, Ice Beam. And then it does have Ice Wind. So if this does come out, happens to arrive before the Tempest Cup or maybe in the middle of the month, and then you'll be able to go to your cup whenever it's scheduled towards the end. Ice Wind and possibly Avalanche combination, 2 moves there, will be looking great. And then of course you want to go with the Frost Breath, right? So Ice Shard, Frost Breath for the quick moves, charge moves, Avalanche, Ice Beam, and Ice Wind, Icy Wind, right? I keep saying Ice Wind, it's Icy Wind. So low energy for the Icy Wind for sure. And then Avalanche doesn't take much energy and is extremely strong, okay? So highly recommend that you maybe purchase a secondary move if you wanted to use this competitively in PvP. You could just run Avalanche and you'll be okay, but Icy Wind will give you that edge to get off your charge moves a little bit quicker. Unfortunately, this Pokemon does not have Powdered Snow. Right, so taking a look at Leafeon now. For the grass types, the competition is pretty stiff. I have quite a few different Pokemon in here, multiple with different movesets, because there are quite a few grass type sets that are very good. Not just one being better than the other, as you will see which ones are going to surpass and be superior, but for the most part, a lot of these Pokemon do have double sets that work quite nicely in specific situations. So starting it off with DPS, damage per second, that's not how long they can survive, just as much damage that they can put off as fast as possible. We have Roserade coming up at number 1 with that massive attack, Razor Leaf and Solar Beam, sitting at 17.7, okay? And then we have Sceptile here. Now, I did put Frenzy Plant on it because that's just guessing. If it does receive some sort of other Community Day move, then alright, oops. But just as an idea here. So Sceptile coming in at number 2 with Bullet Seed and Frenzy Plant, sitting at 16.25. Then we have Venusaur with Vine Whip and Frenzy Plant sitting at 16.5. Then Breloom with Bullet Seed and its newly added move, well, sort of new now, Grass Knot, and it's sitting at 15.89. Exeggutor, Bullet Seed and Solar Beam sitting at 15.79. Tangrowth, Vine Whip and Solar Beam, 15.73. Alolan Exeggutor with Bullet Seed and Solar Beam, 15.70. Leafeon, Razor Leaf and Solar Beam, there it is, sitting at 15.36. Now I do have 2 Leafeons in here because it will have 2 pretty good sets here. So it is far down the list. There's going to be a lot other options for you to go with. It's not going to be like Glaceon where it's number 2 and doing pretty good with a fairly good moveset. Although Leafeon does have great moves, as you can see here. Let's continue on so you can have the comparison. We have Razor Leaf and Solar Beam for Victory Bell, sitting at 15.05. Now, we have another Leafeon with Razor Leaf and Leaf Blade this time, sitting at 14.92. Now, that's going to be your more ideal set going into PvP. As you're going to see, too, when we hop into the stats for Leafeon, it does have another type that it can take advantage of for its quick move. So, yeah. Then you have Sceptile with Bullet Seed and Leaf Blade, what it can currently have right now, sitting at 14.70. Then Victory Bell with Razor Leaf, Leaf Blade, 14.58. Venusaur, Razor Leaf, and Frenzy Plant, 14.43. And the reason why it's lower now, and it still has Frenzy Plant, is because the Razor Leaf is not charging the Frenzy Plant as quick. Razor Leaf is fantastic. It's very, very, very strong, but you're not gaining enough energy to get off your charge move as quick as opposed to Vine Whip is doing there. Then you have Torterra, Razor Leaf, and Solar Beam sitting at 14.03. Meganium, which is very underwhelming. Unfortunately, it doesn't even receive a Mega Evolution, so it's not looking so hot. Vine Whip, Frenzy Plant, 13.47, and then Blossom, Razor Leaf, and Leaf Blade, 11.64. So Blossom is actually pretty good for PvP. I've used it quite a bit. Fairly tanky little thing, with Razor Leaf doing a good amount of damage, and then Leaf Blade doesn't take much energy to get it off. So don't think that if they're lower on the list, they're going to be horrible. I mean, you know, the proof is here. We can see it, right? So now let's go to TDO, see who can get off the most damage before they're fainted. So first up, it's going to be Tangrowth. All right, number 1, Vine Whip, Solar Beam, 744. Then Venusaur, Vine Whip, Frenzy Plant, 664. Torterra, Razor Leaf, Solar Beam, 651. Now I'm just going to say the Pokemon. Oh, actually, we have double sets, so I'll continue to say the name. Leafeon, Razor Leaf, Solar Beam, 633. Another Leafeon, Razor Leaf, Leaf Blade this time, 615. Exeggutor, Alolan version, Bullet Seed, Solar Beam, 603. Another Venusaur with Razor Leaf this time, and then Frenzy Plant, 597. Meganium, actually pulling up a little bit here. Vine Whip, Frenzy Plant, 593. Exeggutor, which actually I did put it on here. Never mind. There it goes. Bullet Seed and Solar Beam, 591. Roserade, Razor Leaf, and Solar Beam, 574. And Sceptile, Bullet Seed, and Frenzy Plant, 553. And then Leaf Blade, 500 flat. Victory Bell, Razor Leaf, Solar Beam, 557. Blossom, and then so on. And then you have Breloom at the very bottom now this time, instead at the very top, because it's just very frail. A big glass cannon, outputting massive damage though. So one more time, let's go ahead and look at the DPS highest. So Roserade, Sceptile, Venusaur, Breloom, Exeggutor, Tangrowth, Alolan Exeggutor, then finally Leafeon. So not looking too hot, still a cool Pokemon, still great moveset. So let's go ahead and take a look at its stats and see what it has going on for it. Leafeon is going to be a pure grass type with a max CP of 2,944, attack 216, defense 219, and stamina 163. So being a pure grass type, it is going to be weak to bug, fire, flying, ice, and poison, resisting electric, grass, ground, and water. Now, Leafeon, what is going to make it better than the rest of the grass type Pokemon and stand out to make you want to evolve a couple of them and power them up? Gonna be honest with you right now, nothing really. It's a cool looking Pokemon, and it's a nice addition to the game having that, you know, extra Eevee evolution grass type finally entered here. But there's going to be other grass type Pokemon outperforming it, especially with the Sceptile Community Day coming up very soon. It's not looking so hot for it. But like I said, you know, it is a Leafeon. It looks great. Sure, give it a shot. Why not? You have Razor Leaf, pretty strong there. And then there is that quick attack that I was talking about. So there's an alternative if you're going up against a flying type or whatever is resisting grass type moves. But that is just a quick attack. Although quick attack is nice, you know, you can do a lot of damage, I suppose. Then you have the charge moves, Solar Beam, Leaf Blade, and Energy Ball. And you're definitely going to want to go with Leaf Blade if you're looking to PvP with it. If you're looking to gym and raid, more raiding, Solar Beam is going to be what you want. Energy Ball is great as well, so that is another option. The cooldown, you know, it is kind of slow, but it's still doing a decent amount of damage, and with only 50 energy and doing 108 damage in the gyms and raids. That's not PvP. But if you were thinking about using this, PvP wise, there's other grass type Pokemon that you could definitely go with. So there is Leafeon, folks. A little bit underwhelming. Glaceon is definitely going to be standing out as the better Pokemon to pick and power up as far as the ice Pokemon go. As far as the grass types, Leafeon probably going to sit this one out for sure. Going to evolve a couple of them, one with the crown, one without, possibly even a shiny, and then I'm going to be good to go. I'm not going to power one up or anything like that. So there you have Leafeon and Glaceon, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And hopefully we can be seeing them entered into Pokemon Go for this Equinox possible event coming very soon into Pokemon Go. With that said, trainers, thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.